a lot of women after they have children, they are inspired to get into the gym, get back to the gym if they've never, if they've been in the gym, gone through pregnancy. Some women also have never done any weightlifting and they're afraid of it, especially after having children. Your transformation from prior to kids, being pregnant, now you're weightlifting and it's just a part of your life. I just want to be able to share tips that you have for postpartum moms, women that have been pregnant, have kids, busy lifestyle, anything like that we can share that can help people. That's all I'm looking for in this pod. So welcome. How do you feel?
Love is love. Love is love.
Okay, so you've had 3 children. Was it after your third that you started weightlifting? Did you weightlift or dabble in that at all prior to pregnancy or during your other 2 pregnancies?
So yeah, I've always been active my whole life, but I've never actually lifted weights.
Okay,
I would lift maybe like 5 or 10 pounds, but
just like dumbbells or
yeah, like fitness classes where you're like,
okay, like pump or something like that.
Yeah, but never like lifted super heavy.
Okay.
So, no.
And so after your third, you decided you wanted to try it?
Yeah. So after my third, I started working with a
personal trainer. Ask you.
Yeah, I hired like this personal trainer who was really good. She had 3 kids. She knew about
a woman.
Yes, a woman. Because I thought she'll know. She has had kids. She knows, about diastasis recti, I think it's called, where your abs can separate.
Yeah.
And I just wanted to make sure that I did it the right way and I had my form correct. So I hired her and we started slow and we started small as soon as I was cleared to exercise. And yeah, I just went from there. Like I built upon that.
Wow. I didn't know that. I didn't know you did a personal trainer. Interesting.
Yeah. Just for like a few months, not a long time.
Nice. Okay. So how do you feel now? Your youngest is what? Like
he's 5.
He's 5. So now how long have you been weightlifting?
So for 5 years.
5 years. So it was like right after him then.
Yeah.
And how do you feel now?
I
like
love
in
it.
the gym. Do you feel like you have like, do you know what do you feel like you know what you're doing? Do you feel like?
Yeah, for sure. Now I definitely feel so comfortable. It's like part of my daily routine. It's one of my favorite things to do. I feel so comfortable there. I feel like it's my me time. It's my time to like refill my cup so that I can go home and be a better mom and a better wife and everything.
As far as your body goes, how do you feel that weightlifting has changed your body instead of doing other forms of activity?
So I have done like fitness classes and I loved high fitness. It was so fun, high energy.
That's super cardio.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like very high intensity, those types of things.
HIIT
and I love them.
And
if that's your thing, great. That's wonderful. They're so fun. But in order to achieve like the body that I wanted, I knew that was not going to cut it and it wasn't cutting it. And it was almost putting more strain on my body than anything. Like my knees would hurt, my hips would hurt. And for me personally, I just knew like I cannot keep doing this. I need to switch it up and
add
lift
maybe
heavy
something
weights.
else.
Yeah. In order to achieve like the goals that I wanted.
So you feel like adding that in, you've been able to see a change in like the shape, your tone, like
totally.
What would you say?
Night and day difference.
Really?
Yes, absolutely.
Really?
Absolutely.
Yeah. So that's good to like, I love doing group fitness classes too. Like I used to teach Zumba. I used to teach hip hop. Like
I wish I had come to your hip hop class.
At the gym, I was like the fitness instructor. So I've always danced. You're a dancer. I'm a dancer. So I've always done that. But I did lift in high school. So I like lifted at a young age. I don't know why.
So lucky that you grew up doing that.
I don't know why I did. Honestly, it was because there was nothing to do in the town I grew up in. And my dad was a teacher at the school and he had the keys to the weight room or whatever. Yeah. So me and my sister would just go and do that like after school because we were bored. But anyway, the difference with weight training, or at least adding that into your weekly regimen of your fitness journey. Oh my gosh. Like I've been like really strict on it for the last, well, I've done it forever, but really strict on it for the last year.
And you look amazing.
And like the way that I've like sculpted, that's what I was going to say. Like, do you feel like it has helped sculpt your body?
Absolutely. Like, absolutely. Nothing against high fitness.
No,
and
yeah, of course
all
not.
of the fitness classes.
And they're good to do here and there,
you know? Good. Yeah.
But or like have like
part
me.
Of your routine. Yeah. Go
I
every
do
so often.
dance twice a week at night. And that's pretty high cardio.
Yeah,
like
for sure.
It's like jumpy and like bouncy. Yeah. I love it because it brings me joy.
Yeah.
But I was going to say that with that, I also do weight training. And I think that heavy weights. Yeah. And I think that is a good balance and a good way to like, sometimes you can get bored just weight training, or sometimes you can get bored just doing fitness classes, you know, but doing like dabbling in it and changing it up. Like I started doing Pilates. I've added that in. It's so fun. I love it. Also, I was going to say, what was the most challenging part about getting into weights after pregnancy? Was it like just starting?
The most challenging part, I think for me, like I'm such a perfectionist. I want to make sure I have my form right. If your form's not right, you're going to get injuries, you know? So I wanted to make sure, like, I don't want to just do this move. I want to make sure I'm doing it correctly. And so I put a lot of pressure on like how I was doing things. I think that was the hardest part for me. But once I got my form down, you can slowly add heavier weights and like incorporate more.
Progress.
And you progress from there. And I feel like I felt more comfortable after that.
So it was really just taking the personal trainer. And then after that, you felt good enough to go by yourself.
Well, after that, we had COVID and everything shut down.
Then what? Were you doing stuff at your house?
Like years later. So after that, after COVID, I had a neighbor actually. So I met my sweet friend who's also was a personal trainer. She had a home gym. So during COVID, before COVID, I worked out with her a couple times in her home gym. Like every so often throughout the weeks, we would work out together. And that's when I started really lifting heavier.
Oh, so you like almost like she pushed you to go heavier.
And then after COVID, during COVID, I would work out. My parents have a basement gym. I'd work out there, but it wasn't like all the equipment I needed. So when the gyms opened, I was so excited and so ready to go. Yeah.
And then you felt confident going back.
Yeah.
Cool. I love that. Okay. For, the moms listening, I know that at least I hear from a lot of moms that like balancing, like a lot of people say they spend a lot of time in the car. They're like carpooling, running kids, and most people have more than one. So they're taking one here, taking one there, dinner.
You live in your car. Yeah.
Right. Oh my gosh, this is what I hear. It makes me a little bit nervous to have kids, but I know it'll be fine. I'll get the freaking van.
It's
fine.
the best thing ever. Having kids.
I'll get the minivan like Jack.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding.
Rock that minivan. Own it. Make it look good.
I'll get a sexy SUV. But I was going to say, do you have any tips or things that you have found has made it easier for you to stay on track? Because you're also strict with your diet, which I also want to get into. But I know you're like a super on the goer. I know you're like, oh, I just grab something and go. What are some ideas you have that maybe a mom could grab or get at the store that she could have at home that she could grab and take in the car?
So, yeah, I literally don't sit down except for today.
Thank you for that.
Bedtime. Yeah, seriously. I literally do not sit. Like I'm going all day long on my feet until bedtime when I'm sitting in bed, and I literally conk out because I'm just exhausted.
So tired, yeah.
But so very on the go, always driving carpools, like you said.
I know you are.
And yeah, I just feel like when I'm home, I hurry and grab something. I like to have things like prepped at home to make it easier for myself. So
give an example.
Boiled eggs. I boil like 4 or 5 eggs. I like to throw them on top of my dinner or like as a snack or make like a quick egg salad.
And that's protein, right?
Because that's so quick. Yeah, proteins and fats. And I feel like it's just something really quick that I can eat on the go or like as I'm home for 5 minutes and
throw it on something.
Changing kids' clothes and doing stuff. I can hurry and make that and eat it. I love to have like for the car, I like to have protein shakes I can just grab. I love the Fairlifes. There's so many good recipes you can make with those too.
With Fairlife protein shakes.
Protein shakes, you get them at Costco or online. I like to take like mixed nuts, a string cheese, or like a beef stick. Not all beef jerky is made the same. So you have to check like the labels because a lot of them have,
shit in them.
Yeah. Terrible ingredients, a ton of fat, like tons of sugar, which you wouldn't think about.
Do you have a brand that you like?
I'm eating beef jerky, but no, you're eating a ton of sugar.
Do you have a brand that you like or that you
like the
could
Archer
share?
Beef sticks.
Archer?
You can get them at Costco.
Okay.
They're like the little mini blue ones. Or Chomps. They're really good.
Okay, good to know.
Yeah.
Because I didn't know that.
Yeah, Chomps
so that's
are great.
good.
So grab a beef stick and a string cheese and head on your way.
And do you feel like your kids also like to eat those types of things? Or do you do something completely different for your kids?
Oh, no. They love the Archer beef sticks.
And like your other snacks and stuff? Like, are your kids open to eating like healthier options?
They do not touch cottage cheese. I
have
to hide it in their eggs. I love
You don't have issue with dairy with cottage cheese?
No, it seems to be fine.
As
long as I don't eat a ton of dairy.
Yeah. Lauren, who we talked to last
Mm-hmm.
pod, she was our skincare expert. She said a lot of people have issues with skin from eating a lot of dairy, but you don't have acne prone skin. It looks like your skin's flawless. So.
Oh, thanks. Well, dairy has not been an issue for me.
You're gluten intolerant.
I am gluten free. Yeah.
And also you're gluten free.
Yes.
So that is.
It was a challenge at first. Newly gluten free, probably like within the last 2 years, honestly.
So you look at all the ingredients and like, I know you're a label checker. I went to Costco with her one time. Holy shitballs. Hire her now. I've never been so excited to go to a store with somebody in my life. We were like screaming like children around the store. Jack had like the best ever like recommendation. She's like, look at this bag of chicken, like this many grams of protein. Can you believe this? They taste so good. This is how you make them. This is what you do. And like, I've been trying to be more gluten like aware. So you gave me good ideas for that as well.
Thanks. Yeah. Honestly, I think there's nothing wrong with gluten. I loved gluten when I could eat
headaches,
it.
Migraines.
But yeah, so I always had symptoms. I would get really bad migraines, really itchy skin, which was weird. Like it wasn't listed as a side effect of gluten. Headache. I would wake up with a headache like the second my head lifted from the pillow, and it was like a pounding headache, probably 3 or 4 times a week. And I just thought like I'm sleeping weird on my neck. I would try different pillows. I tried everything. And then my daughter started getting symptoms. So she's 11, and when she was like 9 or 10, she started getting the same symptoms, waking up with headaches, calling me with stomach aches from school.
Wait, this sounds
really
like me.
Itchy skin. Yeah, you might.
Why are my legs itching and why do I have a headache every morning?
Really itchy skin. And so I was like, I have to figure this out for her. Like, I just want to make sure she doesn't go through life with the same things I have. And I had a close friend who was gluten-free, her and her daughter both. And she's like, honestly, cut gluten. She's like, just see if it works. Cut it for a month and just see if you feel better, or maybe 2 months. And so I didn't make my daughter do it, but I cut it for myself because I'm like, I'm just going to see. And literally headaches gone, itchy skin gone, all of my stomach issues gone. It was literally life-changing for me.
And like so much so that I know there's been a few times when we've gone to dinner or something and like maybe there was gluten or we didn't know, and like you texted me the next day, you're like, I literally have a migraine. Like you know exactly when you eat it on accident.
Yeah.
I couldn't believe that.
It is the worst. I look like 4 months pregnant for like 3
like
days.
You get inflamed.
Yes, and it hurts. Like your stomach just hurts so bad.
That's interesting.
So yeah.
Okay, here's a good one. Question. Okay, so I know with postpartum, there's tons of hormones. The journey, I think I've yet to go through it, but the journey of postpartum, I have heard, can be strugglesome on your mental health, feeling good.
For sure.
Between like not really feeling yourself, becoming a new mom. Maybe you thought breastfeeding was like going to be a breeze and it's not. Like there's tons of factors that can go into your postpartum journey. My question is, do you have any tips for like how you stayed strong mentally or like in a good place, even though you're going through all these changes?
So I will say, like, I never personally struggled with postpartum depression. Luckily, like, and I know it's a real thing and it can hit women really hard. Luckily, I never struggled with that, but your mental health does struggle either way. Like just not feeling yourself. You're out of your routine. You don't feel great. But honestly, I honestly genuinely love being a mom so much that I think like I just tried to soak it all in, and that just the joy of like having my kids just my kids bring me so much joy, and they make me so happy. So especially when you have that newborn, it's like such a special time. And so yeah, I was just always super happy. I feel like right after you do have kids though, make sure to open your windows, open your blinds, get the natural sunlight in. You're not going a ton of places with a newborn yet. Right.
You can kind of get that home, like I'm at home.
Yes.
Your body doesn't feel very good. You feel like your tits are huge. Like you just don't feel good. Yeah. From what I understand, what I hear from a lot of people.
Yeah. And breastfeeding can be hard sometimes. So yeah, make sure you're getting that natural sunlight. Go outside and go for walks as much as you can. Get the vitamin D. Like that will make a big difference. Make sure you're drinking enough water and make sure you're eating enough protein. Like a lot of us just don't eat enough protein, but especially nursing. Yeah.
I've heard that like my friend, she's like all on like all of the mom stuff. She's like such a good mom, but she's like super particular about like how much she's eating, like fueling her body just to breastfeed, and like really like focuses on like eating so much. Like
and
more
you're
than,
so hungry when you're breastfeeding. Like, and
well,
you're so
you're
thirsty.
burning so much calories.
Yeah.
Like it's like a burn.
Your baby just takes it all.
Yeah. I can't believe I have to still go through this at some point, but it will be fine.
You're going to be great. I'll be there.
My tits are going to be.
I'm going to help you.
I'm literally going to be like
ready for that
overflowing. I'm going to be overflowing. Okay.
It's gonna be great.
Another question. Is there anything about your postpartum fitness journey that you didn't know that was going to be a part of it? Did you have I can never say it. Diastasis recti?
I know, I said it wrong too. So I think everybody does. I mean, your abs are they're separated so far apart, to stretch, to make room for that baby. So I just think give it time. Like it took your body 9 months to make room for a human being. Give it time. Like all these moms just want to snap right back and get back into their jeans. And it's like, who cares?
Yeah.
Give your body time to naturally heal. Don't push yourself. Don't start doing crunches. Like let your body
relax.
just heal.
Yeah.
And when you nurse, like you'll feel your stomach, your core, like cramping.
Mm-hmm.
And that's your stomach coming back together.
Yeah.
Just give it time.
Like the natural.
Let it be.
Yeah, because our bodies are made to do this.
Yes.
And if you can keep them on like the natural course of just time, healing, it will do it naturally.
Yeah.
I feel like a lot of times, I always say this, but social media can be a curse and it can be good. But I do feel like for the postpartum mom, it seems like they're on socials because they're at home with their baby, sometimes nursing. If it's a newborn, they're sleeping half the time.
Yeah.
So like scrolling, like if you can diminish your amount of scrolling on socials if it's not making you feel good. If it's making you feel good, who cares? But if you find yourself going down those rabbit holes where you're like not feeling good about yourself, turn off the social media.
Absolutely.
Like get off, listen to something you enjoy, turn on some good vibration music.
Yes, I was gonna say
read a
music
book.
Does so much. Like I love
dance
to
with
just
your
dance.
baby.
Exactly.
Like
move your body. Like if you're feeling down in the dumps, move your body.
Yeah.
In any way. It doesn't have to be working out right away. Move your body, dance. Like I love just dancing as I'm cleaning.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
Turn some good music on that you like.
open the windows, like you said.
Or like FaceTime a friend. Call your mom or your sister or like a close friend. Like make sure you're getting that adult conversation. Right. But yeah, move your body is a big one.
No, that is big. It does good for like your body and your mind.
Yes. Absolutely.
If you could recommend like when you have a sweet tooth, I know that you're pretty good on like sweet tooth and like sweeter treats. Because I know you still eat treats.
Yes.
But you're like, you've changed, your body's like changed drastically. So if you have any tips on like a sweet tooth craving curve that you do.
So any recipe, anything you like nowadays, like say you like cheesecake or you like cookies, there's so many recipes out there on Pinterest or Instagram of you can swap certain ingredients and make it healthier. So I would say just try and make a healthier cookie or try and make a healthier cheesecake. Like you can add Greek yogurt and sugar-free cheesecake pudding.
See, I need the ingredients. That sounds good.
Mixing that in, put some berries on top. Like it can still be so good.
And like sweet.
And way better for you. And you're getting protein, which is so important.
I know you're like a big protein tracker.
So many of us do
track your protein.
I think that was my biggest thing though. If I don't track, like you don't realize, and so many women out there are not eating enough protein.
Yeah, I know.
You really do need
Karen
to
said the
shoot
same
for
thing.
like your body weight in protein. And a lot of us don't even get halfway there. Like I would say I used to not eat enough at all way back in the day. I had no idea.
I'm pretty sure you're supposed to have your body weight in protein or around that. So if you don't know what you're doing, just start there. Like, okay, I know I weigh this much. If you look on the ingredients thing on the back or the counter where it says the calories, you can start counting how much protein is in each thing.
Yeah.
If
Or
you're
get
new
an
to
app.
this.
Get
an app.
You know.
I know there is a few apps that some of the girls at the gym use.
Yeah.
That they like.
I think MyFitnessPal is one.
Yeah, that's a good one.
There was another one. I can't remember what it's called.
Me either.
Something tracker.
Yeah, same.
But
someone told me
there's
one
so
the
many
other
apps
day.
out there.
Okay, here's another question. What other things have helped you with confidence in the gym and weightlifting?
What other things have helped me? A cute gym outfit.
I was going to say.
Right? You're feeling good. You feel like you look good. You're going to do better.
Yes. Like invest in the gym clothes.
Yes.
Like if you're feeling better in your gym clothes, you're going to feel so much better in the gym. There's mirrors usually.
Make yourself comfortable in what you're wearing.
Right.
Whatever that is.
Right. And if you're, if you are on a postpartum journey into fitness and you're used to wearing a size small, you might not be a small right now. Get the medium or the large so you feel good in it. You know what I mean? Like invest in that kind of thing so you feel good. Usually there's mirrors in the gym. Some people hate that. Some people love that. You feel like people are staring at you. They're not, but you feel that way. So the better you feel like you look, the better you're going to do going there every day. Also, like putting a good playlist in.
Yes, good music.
Oh my gosh. Like, don't look at me. Don't talk to me. I'm in the zone.
Yes.
Half the time we're talking to each other, but half the time I'm like, okay, gotta go.
I know. Quit talking.
I'm like, quit talking. And another thing I was thinking that could be good for people listening, get a friend.
Yeah, go with a
If you
buddy.
don't know where to go to a gym fitness group class first, make some friends. And then if you feel like venturing out into the weight area, you can.
Yeah.
But I feel like a lot of people starting in a group fitness class is easy way to make friends, gym friends. Like,
yeah, for sure.
That's like, gym friends are everything. And it's fun to like have an accountability partner. Hey, like, remember when we went to Pilates at 7 a.m. on a Saturday?
Yeah.
Like, are you here?
Are you awake? Are you alive is the question.
Yeah, I love that.
Totally. I was also going to say, like, when you were talking about do what feels good for you, do what feels good for your body. So just because like broccoli, for instance, is considered a health food, if it makes you feel bloated
That's
or
me.
if it
I
makes
don't
you
like
feel
broccoli.
gross, don't eat it.
No, I know.
Don't feel pressured to eat it. Find vegetables that make you feel good. Your body, just because something is considered healthy doesn't mean that it's healthy for you. Just because something is right for somebody else. That's why I don't like the what I eat in a day, because I'm like, what is good for you might not be good for somebody else.
Oh.
They're informative to a point, but at the same time, it's also like your body is different. What your body needs is different.
Like find what works.
Find what works best for you,
Find what works best for you.
Yeah.
And also try things. And if it doesn't, like, don't hold on to it just because you're used to eating that.
Yeah. Exactly.
I do that sometimes.
Exactly.
Like I kept force feeding broccoli because like everyone that does bikini competitions does like broccoli, brown rice, and chicken, teriyaki sauce on the side. And I'm just like, okay, if I want to look like that, that's what I've got to be doing. Broccoli made me so sick. I was like, why am I always like, why is my stomach hurting so bad? And that's what it was. Broccoli.
Crazy, huh?
So
listen to your body for sure.
Listen to your body.
For the postpartum mom, what you tell yourself becomes your reality, which is crazy. The brain is such a powerful thing. So
Speak it louder, sis.
Yeah, if you're telling yourself, oh my gosh, I just can't lose this baby weight. Oh my gosh, I look like crap. I feel like crap. This is terrible. I'm not going to get there. She looks great. And
why don't I look like
that?
Comparing.
Yeah, your body is smart and it's going in your subconscious. It's like, all right. But if you're like, no, I'm going to feel my best. I'm going to look my best and do it out of a place of love and like genuine joy of my body shows up for me every day. Guess what? My body just housed a child and now I'm feeding it. Like that is insane.
It's a miracle,
what our bodies
really.
are capable of. Yeah, it's really crazy if you think about it. Be appreciative of your body. Be grateful for your body. Take care of it, nourish it,
appreciate it.
Come from a place of like curiosity.
Yeah.
Like let's see what would happen if I drank more water. Let's see how my body would change if I got my steps in. Let's just see. I'm just curious. Let's just see.
I love that.
And come from a place of actual genuine joy for your body. Tell yourself, speak nicely about yourself. Like you would never go to a friend and be like, oh my gosh, you look so terrible today.
Right. No,
you're never going to get to your goal. Like
speak to yourself as if you were speaking to your friend.
Yes.
Because if we really put out our thoughts the way that they come into our mind, if someone said that to our face, they would not be our friend.
And literally what you think about becomes your reality, and not just with health and fitness, in life in general. So,
which is another point.
Be careful what you're telling yourself.
Yeah, now that we're here, we can talk about more of this, like mental health, like wellness. Mm-hmm. I feel like people maybe don't know how powerful it really is, and I have just in the last few months, like, kind of gotten onto this, like, your mind is very powerful.
Absolutely.
And naturally, we all kind of go into those negative spaces. Of course we do, because life isn't easy. Like I don't know why we naturally do the hard things or that make things so negative, but naturally we kind of do. And so just being able to like flip the switch when you start getting those feelings, because it's only natural, you know, to be able to recognize it and flip it and intentionally change the thought.
Yes, I was gonna say, you have to train your mind to snap out of that negative thought and think something positive. And at first it might be like uncomfortable or weird, but honestly, the more you do it, like I can genuinely say I'm a happy human. I'm mostly positive and bubbly, like for the most part, and that's just like
you totally
who I am.
are. Me too.
And I just, it's
That's
so
why
much
we're
better
like,
to live that way.
Me and you were like magnets.
Yeah, and it's just so much better that way.
It's like high frequency energy.
Yes, absolutely.
So what's something you've practiced that can help you flip the switch? Like,
so
if you start feeling like, you're getting like in a rut or something.
I would say move your body. Absolutely. Do some jumping jacks. Do 10 jumping jacks.
Release
go outside,
the endorphins.
Yeah. Go outside and put your bare feet on the ground. Like I love being outdoors. Outdoors is so healing. The sounds, the smells, just like touching your feet to the earth. It has power. It really does. Go outside
it totally does.
in the morning for 2 minutes, whether it's cold or hot, and just put your bare feet on the ground. Don't take your phone. Go out there and just breathe in the air and think like, okay,
connect.
I'm smelling good smells. Like I'm hearing the birds chirping
present.
and just connect. Yeah. And be present. You will feel so much better.
You don't do meditation, do you?
Not really. No, but I mean, I think it's amazing.
But that's like a form of it. And I didn't know that
grounding,
you were like,
absolutely.
grounding. That's a form, just being present.
Go put your feet on the ground, turn on some music, move your body.
If you feel like you're getting a negative thought in your head, do you try and intentionally flip it?
Absolutely.
Do you catch it?
I think I've gotten more aware for sure. I think the first step is becoming aware if you're getting a negative thought. And changing it. Just say, if it's about yourself, say something nice about yourself.
Yeah.
Or like,
this is new that I didn't know you were so like into the mind power.
Oh, absolutely. Tony Robbins. Big fan. There's so many
Find
people
who
out there,
resonates with
though.
you, you know?
Yeah, but there's so many people
Tony
out
Robbins
there.
does not speak to me. I'm like, what? This is way too much for me.
There's so many people though.
I know.
Out
It is
there.
good.
And it's so true. Your brain is this super powerful thing.
Well, it's funny because prior to like the last few months, I was like, no, I'm not listening to any of these people. If they ever came on my screen, I'd be like, oh, hell no. I hated it. I hated it. I'm like, I don't need this shit. I'm fine the way. And like, I just recently started being like, okay, listen or like read a book. I'm listening, not reading it, but like put on like, you know, I don't like the whole like self-love, like blah, blah, blah. But I do like to just find it as knowledge of something you don't know yet. And like, I've been like way more open to it and just like really understanding like the power of your mind. And it came to me from like a book that I randomly like started listening to. And that was a big step for me. To put a book on in my ears was like huge. Yeah. It was huge.
Yeah. Good for you.
Usually I'm like not about it. And I keep talking about this because it's funny how like I didn't know, we've never talked about this really.
No,
And like,
which is crazy because we talk about everything.
But it's funny because like you're already on the secret of life.
Heck yeah.
Which is your mind.
Yes,
and the power of your
absolutely.
thoughts.
Yeah. And I love reading books, like having a book in my hand, but if you're on the go, that's another, put it in your headphones and just listen.
Especially when you're like waiting for your kids or picking them up in the school line.
Absolutely.
I've recently been helping my friend pick up her kids from school and I'm just like, holy shit. You have to get there way early just to get the kid. There's a line.
Yeah. So you end up sitting there. It's crazy.
You end up sitting there. It's like, okay, in that time, like maybe plan for things you can do that is going to benefit you during that time rather than mindlessly scrolling.
Yes, absolutely.
Like put in a good podcast, listen to a book, take a journal and like journal if you want to, like journal things you're thankful for, you know, like maybe trying something new, making an idea of, okay, I know I need to get out of my comfort zone. I haven't in a while. Like what can I do that I'm fearful of, which I feel like is scary, but that's where growth happens. That's when
you grow. Exactly. It's so uncomfortable at first, but that's where you grow.
Yeah. Like dip your toe into some group fitness classes or
always
try a new food that says gluten free and realize it doesn't taste any different or it tastes fine. Buy the sugar-free dressing. I promise you it doesn't taste that much different. Yeah. You'll get used to it and you like will feel better, you know?
I would say sugar is a big one too. Like there's sugar in so many things that we just don't even realize or know. So if you can cut back on sugar and add protein, You will feel so much better. Just try it. Just do it
try
out
it.
of curiosity.
Try it
See how you feel. Listen to your body. Like, tune into your body. Nobody can tell you what's good for your body more than yourself. Like, tune into your body and do what feels good for you.
Don't just listen to whatever is being shared on socials. Like, do what's good for you. Experiment.
And I will say too, like, your kids are watching you, especially as they grow. Like, I have an 11-year-old daughter, and she watches everything I do. Everything I say.
She knows it all.
I've always been super aware, like, I'm not going to say anything negative about myself ever, especially in front of her, though. Yeah. Like, that's so important because then she'll do it, you know? And they're already getting fed that stuff in school and just everywhere they go.
Yeah.
So I think at home needs to be their, like, safe place of... And I feel like if they'll model your behaviors, whether that's you taking care of yourself, if you're positive, how you handle situations, like the things you say.
They're literally sponges.
If you talk bad about people, like they're there listening. So yeah, just, you know, think of them. Do it. Just be like, I'm going to do it for my kids.
Yeah.
Because I knew nothing growing up, and my parents did the best they could, and they're amazing parents. But like, I knew nothing about proteins, fats, carbs, nothing about like.
I don't think I did either. We just had like potato chips in them.
Right?
Yeah.
Cereal
which back in the day was like,
right?
How fun was that? Let me go back.
Yeah.
No, but like my whole life was like that too. My mom didn't really cook. Her mom passed away when she was super young, so my mom didn't really have a mom. So like, I didn't learn how to cook. I didn't learn how to do.
You had to teach yourself.
Yeah. My mom, the one thing she did do, both my parents, was get up and go to the gym. Or not, they didn't go to the gym, but they ran and either went on a fast walk or a run for at least an hour every single morning, even on vacation. So I thought everyone did that.
Yeah, that's not normal.
Which, real quick, I was going to ask you before we...
But it's good.
Before we end, how do you find time to go to the gym with all the stuff you have going on? How do you make it time for a priority? Because you also have a business.
Yeah, I feel like you have to make it a priority. Everybody has the same amount of hours in a day. You
so
just
like get
have
up
to
earlier.
Figure it out. Yeah, get up an hour earlier if you have to, or go when your kids are at school. If you have a 1 hour break, go then. Like, make it happen. Your dirty dishes are going to be there when you get home, and I promise you, you're going to feel better doing your dirty dishes if you've done a workout. So just like, if it's important to you, you'll find time for it.
Non-negotiable.
Yeah, exactly.
Get your ass in the gym.
Whether you're like motivated or not, you go, and I promise you will feel better after.
Give it 1 week. Stay consistent. You'll start feeling like you've been doing it forever. Yeah. Once you start.
Yeah. When you're starting to eat healthy, it's gonna be uncomfortable. Expect that feeling of discomfort. When you're starting to step out of your zone and go to the gym, it's gonna feel uncomfortable. But be okay with that. Get comfortable being uncomfortable. Like, eating healthy, if you've eaten junk your entire life, if you start incorporating, don't start cutting things. Just say, what can I add that is healthy that will make me feel good? How can I add more protein to this? But you're going to be uncomfortable. You're going to crave junk food at first. Push through that, because if you can and you can start eating healthier, you're going to feel so much better. Your brain is going to be more clear. You're going to have more energy. You're going to be happier. Like, take care of yourself and show up for yourself, and your body will thank you.
And stay consistent. Also too, I was going to say with the mental stuff we were talking about, your mind, that's uncomfortable.
Absolutely.
That was this is uncomfortable for me.
Yeah. And look at you doing it and feeling so great.
Yeah. Like, I feel like I'm like really turned a new leaf that I was like super resistant to for so long.
Isn't that interesting?
I don't know why I was so resistant to it, but like, it just wasn't for me at that time. And now, like, finding something that has worked for me, I have been so uncomfortable the last month with coming into my new space of like mindset, like how your thoughts matter, trying to like keep my mind positive, and like even like manifesting. Like, people have always used that word, and I'm like, what? Like, that is woo woo.
Yeah.
But like, I've been like, okay, just be open to it. Listening to a book, that was an uncomfortable thing for me. I don't know why. It just, ever since I was young, I've been super against reading. Like, ever since I was like second grade, I'd like sob if I had to read. So that was big for me. But like, I've been really uncomfortable like planning. I'm not a planner, and like this last month we've been planning our days out almost to every hour, and we have to do it on Sundays, which is usually Sunday fun day.
Yeah.
But I know I need to grow. Yes. So I have been uncomfortable in that way. So,
and
like,
good for you.
Regardless of what it is, you're going to go through an uncomfortable time, and that's normal with anything in life that's a challenge. Like you can stay in the same cycle, but if it's not serving you, if you're not getting the results you want to get, you need to change something.
Yes, insanity is the definition. The definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result.
Yeah.
You can't do the same thing you've been doing if you're not happy. If you're happy exactly with how your life is, wonderful.
Who cares?
Do not
I'm
change
so
a
happy
thing.
for you. Yeah.
Yes.
Same.
But if you're not, change.
You have to change something.
You have to change. And I will say too, like, I feel like back to like post-pregnancy, post-having kids, we were talking about how your body took 9 months to change and grow this baby, and moms want to snap right back into it. But sis, there's a season of life.
Yeah.
Maybe you're not in the season of life right now where you can go to the gym 5 days a week and eat count your macros to a T and do it all.
The things.
That's okay.
Yes.
It's okay. There's a season of life for everything. Life ebbs and flows. When your kids are older and they're in school, maybe that's your season.
Right.
To go to the gym 5 days a week. But you will never regret staying home, cuddling your baby, bonding, getting that time. That's not going to come back. They don't go back to newborns.
Right.
Like, you're never going to get that back.
Always be there.
Exactly. Give yourself grace. Be proud of your body. Be confident in yourself. You just had a child, and bond with your baby.
Yeah.
Like, get that time. You'll never get that back, and you will never regret it. You're not going to look back and be like, dang, I should have gone to the gym instead of holding my kid.
Right.
Like,
No, it's so true.
Hold your baby. Spend that time.
And the word that I love is just be gentle. Like, be gentle with yourself.
Absolutely.
Like, I think like the world just needs to be a little bit more gentle in all aspects.
Yes.
We're all human. We're all literally trying to be the hottest people ever. But like, honestly, just be gentle and like be confident in yourself. Do something new. Do something that brings you joy. You know, like, just everyone needs to be just like a little bit more gentle with life, because it's so precious and it's such a gift, and it's such a miracle that we're even breathing.
Be present. Yeah, totally. I will say too, what you look like is the least interesting thing about you.
Yeah.
It really is. It's the least interesting thing about you. With that being said, there's also no shame in wanting to look and feel your best.
Right.
Whatever that means for you.
Yeah. No, that's true.
You know, I go to the gym. Honestly, at first it was because I wanted to get more in shape, and now it's just has become a part of my life,
like,
and it makes me feel so good that I go for my mental health now.
Yeah.
Like, it is, if I don't go, I'm like grumpier.
Yeah.
I totally notice it.
Yeah.
So I go for my mental health, and like the other stuff comes later. So just.
And it's fun because like the endorphins get released. You feel good. You feel strong.
Yes.
Feeling strong is fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like like me and Jack at the gym, I'm like, sometimes we'll lift together. We like push each other and like see how strong we are and like how much we've progressed. And like, we like literally are so happy, and we like are like so excited when we do something new or like try something new that we've never done. And we're like, oh shit, we saw this on TikTok, but we're going to try it. Like, here we go. It's fun to like get in that energy space and like know you can do new things.
Absolutely.
And do, you know, whatever you want to do and try it. So
I'll say when it comes to food too, back to the food topic. Sorry, I'm like bouncing all around.
No, you're fine. It's good.
I think a lot of times people get so fixated on like, oh, I'm going to grab my protein shake, or I'm going to grab this protein bar, which I'm not trying to bash protein bars or protein shakes, but try and eat real food.
Yeah.
Just make it simple and just don't even overthink it. Just real food. Eggs, chicken, like whatever protein you like, shrimp, like whatever, deli, whatever.
Deli meat.
Whatever
There's
you
like a bunch of different things you can try.
But try like eating just real food. Simple food in their simplest forms.
Rather than protein bars.
Yes.
Or things that have been
because a lot of those protein bars are just candy bars with a little bit of protein.
I know.
So
it's
be
so
careful.
True. Dang it.
Check labels.
Don't
people.
remind me.
Yeah, check labels. Eat it as like a treat. But just check
just do
labels.
half.
Yeah,
I
or
just
like
split
do
it in
half.
half.
Yeah.
You know?
And not that there's anything wrong with treats either. Like if you're a person that likes sweets, sure, give yourself a sweet treat at night. If you limit, sometimes that's worse.
Yeah.
Because then you're like, oh, I can't have it except my cheat day. And then on your cheat day, you go ham.
Yeah.
And it's just like, don't cut it off. Do what's mentally better for you. If it's better for you to have a little Hershey kiss at night, do it. And don't feel guilty about it.
Right,
like, live your life. Life is meant to be enjoyed too.
Yeah.
Don't restrict too much to where you go off the hinges.
It's like, don't restrict and don't like have excess. It's like finding a good balance. And I think that's what life is all about. Literally is about balance.
Yeah.
In every form.
Yeah.
So,
there's nothing wrong with that. With
yeah,
treats.
that's good.
Absolutely.
We good? Okay. We'll probably wrap it up. Okay.
I'll say too.
Okay, yeah, go.
There was a quote I saw the other day and it was so good and I can't remember it exactly. I'm probably going to butcher it. But it said, taking care of yourself is the highest form of self-care because it cannot be given to you. It has to be earned. So I thought that is so cool. You can't just be given a healthy body or mind. You have to earn that.
Literally have to earn it. And just persevering through the journey and not giving up. And it's okay to begin again. You know?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And don't compare the beginning of your journey to someone else's middle or end. Like a lot of times we see these influencers and they're so fit and you're like, look at me compared to them. Like, why am I'm never lifting like that? Yeah. Don't compare your beginning. They were beginners too. They're on here years later. Like, give it years. Don't go for the quick fixes. Do not go for the quick fixes. They're not going to last and they're not going to be healthy for you.
Make it your lifestyle.
Make it a lifestyle and do it out of joy and love and happiness, and you will look better, feel better. Everything will just, and give it time. It might take you 5 years. Like my baby's 5.
Yeah.
You know, give it time. Don't expect quick results. Anything in life worth it is not going to be something quick, like a quick thing.
Mic freaking drop.
Mic drop.
Thanks so much for coming on the pod to my bestie. It was a good girl pod. I hope people listening, you gave such good insight and such good knowledge and inspiration for all of us. And me as a mom, she's going to be my quick call every day.
Call
like,
me.
Oh my gosh, I understand now this postpartum journey's a bitch. No,
You're going to do great.
It'll be good. So thanks for coming on.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me.
So fun. If you guys love this podcast, please like, subscribe, share with your friends. And yeah, thank you so much for coming on the pod.
Love is love.